A mountain is an elevated portion of the Earth's crust, generally with steep sides that show significant exposed bedrock. Although definitions vary, a mountain may differ from a plateau in having a limited summit area, and is usually higher than a hill, typically rising at least 300 meters, 1,000 feet, above the surrounding land. A few mountains are isolated summits, but most occur in mountain ranges. Mountains are formed through tectonic forces, erosion, or volcanism, which act on time scales of up to tens of millions of years. Once mountain building ceases, mountains are slowly leveled through the action of weathering, through slumping and other forms of mass wasting, as well as through erosion by rivers and glaciers. High elevations on mountains produce colder climates than at sea level at similar latitude. These colder climates strongly affect the ecosystems of mountains. Different elevations have different plants and animals. Because of the less hospitable terrain and climate, mountains tend to be used less for agriculture and more for resource extraction, such as mining and logging, along with recreation, such as mountain climbing and skiing. The highest mountain on Earth is Mount Everest in the Himalayas of Asia, whose summit is 8,850 meters, 29,035 feet above mean sea level. The highest known mountain on any planet in the solar system is Olympus Mons on Mars at 21,171 meters, 69,459 feet. There is no universally accepted definition of a mountain. Elevation, volume, relief, steepness, spacing, and continuity have been used as criteria for defining a mountain. In the Oxford English Dictionary, a mountain is defined as a natural elevation of the Earth's surface rising more or less abruptly from the surrounding level and attaining an altitude which, relatively to the adjacent elevation, is impressive or notable. Whether a landform is called a mountain may depend on local usage. John Widow's Dictionary of Physical Geography states some authorities regard eminences above 600 meters, 1,969 feet, as mountains, those below being referred to as hills. In the United Kingdom and the Republic of Ireland, a mountain is usually defined as any summit at least 2,000 feet, 610 meters high, which accords with the official UK government's definition that a mountain, for the purposes of access, is a summit of 2,000 feet, 610 meters or higher. In addition, some definitions also include a topographical prominence requirement, such as that the mountain rises 300 meters, 984 feet, above the surrounding terrain. At one time, the U.S. Board on Geographic Names defined a mountain as being 1,000 feet, 305 meters or taller, but has abandoned the definition since the 1970s. Any similar landform lower than this height was considered a hill. However, today, the U.S. Geological Survey concludes that these terms do not have technical definitions in the U.S. The Rocky Mountains, also known as the Rockies, are a major moraine range and the largest mountain system in North America. The Rocky Mountains stretch 3,000 miles, 4,800 kilometers, in straight-line distance from the northernmost part of western Canada to New Mexico in the southwestern United States. Depending on differing definitions between Canada and the U.S., its northern terminus is located either in northern British Columbia's Terminal Range south of the Liard River and east of the Trench, or in the northeastern foothills of the Brooks Range/British Mountains that face the Beaufort seacoasts between the Canning River and the Firth River across the Alaska-Yukon border. Its southernmost point is near the Albuquerque area adjacent to the Rio Grande Rift and north of the Sandia-Manzano mountain range. Being the easternmost portion of the North American Cordillera, the Rockies are distinct from the tectonically younger Cascade Range and Sierra Nevada, which both lie farther to its west. The Rockies formed 80 million to 55 million years ago during the Laramide orogeny, in which a number of plates began sliding underneath the North American plate. The angle of subduction was shallow, resulting in a broad belt of mountains running down western North America. Since then, further tectonic activity and erosion by glaciers have sculpted the Rockies into dramatic peaks and valleys. At the end of the last ice age, humans began inhabiting the mountain range. After explorations of the range by Europeans, such as Sir Alexander Mackenzie, and Anglo-Americans, such as the Lewis and Clark expedition, natural resources such as minerals and fur drove the initial economic exploitation of the mountains, although the range itself never experienced a dense population. Of the 100 highest major peaks of the Rocky Mountains, 78, including the 30 highest, are located in Colorado, 10 in Wyoming, 6 in New Mexico, 3 in Montana, and 1 each in Utah, British Columbia, and Idaho. Of the 50 most prominent summits of the Rocky Mountains, 12 are located in British Columbia, 12 in Montana, 10 in Alberta, 8 in Colorado, 4 in Wyoming, 3 in Utah, 3 in Idaho, and 1 in New Mexico. Public parks and forest lands protect much of the mountain range, and they are popular tourist destinations, especially for hiking, camping, mountaineering, fishing, hunting, mountain biking, snowmobiling, skiing, and snowboarding. The Appalachian Mountains, French Appalaches, often called the Appalachians, are a system of mountains in eastern to northeastern North America. The Appalachians first formed roughly 480 million years ago during the Ordovician period. They once reached elevations similar to those of the Alps and the Rocky Mountains before experiencing natural erosion. 5. The Appalachian chain is a barrier to east-west travel, as it forms a series of alternating ridgelines and valleys oriented in opposition to most highways and railroads running east-west. Definitions vary on the precise boundaries of the Appalachians. The U.S. Geological Survey (USGS) defines the Appalachian Highlands Physiographic Division as consisting of 13 provinces: the Atlantic Coast Uplands, Eastern Newfoundland Atlantic, Maritime Acadian Highlands, Maritime Plain, Notre Dame and Megantic Mountains, Western Newfoundland Mountains, Piedmont, Blue Ridge, Valley and Ridge, St. Lawrence Valley, Appalachian Plateaus, and New England Province. The Appalachians do not include the Adirondack Mountains, a distinct and growing range that is a part of the Canadian Shield and belongs to the Grenville orogeny. Wikipedia. The 10 highest mountain ranges in the U.S. 1. Alaska Range, Alaska. 2. St. Elias Mountains, Alaska/Canada. 3. Wrangell Mountains, Alaska. 4. Sierra Nevada, California. 5. Sawatch Range, Colorado. 6. Cascade Range, Washington/Oregon/California. 7. Sangre de Cristo Range, Colorado. 8. San Juan Mountains, Colorado. 9. 10 Mile Mosquito Range, Colorado. 10. Elk Mountains, Colorado. Honorable mentions: San Miguel Mountains of the Colorado Rockies. White Mountains of California. Southern Appalachians in NC and Tennessee. Shield volcanoes of the Big Island of Hawaii.